Are you doing everything you can to drop body fat but not see that scale go down or not seeing any results? Then stop right there and watch this video. I'm going to share with you guys the top 5 mistakes I see people make when they're on their fat loss journey. Now, I've unfortunately learned all of these the hard way when I was in a cutting phase and not seeing the results I wanted. So I'm going to share with you the mistakes I made so that you don't have to make them and get the results you want on your fat loss journey. Now, if you find these tips helpful, if you implement anything I share today, be sure to let me know in the comment section. Keep telling me the type of content you guys want to see. Love seeing all the feedback. Love seeing that you guys are finding these videos actually helpful. And if you don't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and show some love. I always appreciate all the support I get on my channel. Okay, let's dive into this topic. So I'm going to just dive right in with these tips today. Sometimes I'll do a little intro, but I think I've hit the nail on the head with fat loss and weight loss. So we're just going to go right into these tips. Tip number 1, I like to call these hidden calories, calories that you don't really think about when you are eating. So if you're someone who's tracking your food, you're eating 3 to 4 meals a day, you're planning out everything, but you still don't understand why you're not losing weight, I'm going to share with you some hidden calories that might be preventing this fat loss. Typically, these are going to be in the form of like oils, condiments, things like that. Those add up. So if you cook with olive oil, if you use only 1 tablespoon, that's 120 calories. If you're using that 3 times a day, that's almost what? 120? I can't do math. 360? I think 360. I don't know. I'm not great at math. 360 calories on a daily basis just from olive oil. Other examples would include salad dressings. If you eat a salad to be healthy, but then load it up with tons of dressing, that's going to add tons of calories to your meal that are slowly adding up. Another one you're probably not thinking about is cheese. I find a lot of my clients will be adding cheese to a lot of their meals and not realize that this can be pretty calorie dense, and these are not freebies. These are not free calories. So when you add cheese on top, you're probably adding another 100 to 200 calories to that meal, which is okay if you're counting those calories. But if you're neglecting to contribute them to your total calorie intake, they're probably putting you slightly over the edge, which is really preventing that fat loss. To stop making this mistake, this is what I recommend. Instead of cooking with olive oil, cook with cooking spray. It's going to have almost no calories. Instead of adding cheese, maybe go for a lower calorie, low fat cheese, or just stick to the proper portion size. Then when it comes to dressings and sauces, stick to low calorie, sugar free. I like Skinny Girl. They're a pretty good product for low calorie dressings, but I also recommend using things like tomato sauces, salsas, things like that. Your creamy sauces are going to be the ones that are very calorie dense. Diving right into tip number 2, which kind of builds off tip number 1, hidden calories in drinks. So I have a lot of clients come to me and they'll bring their drinks with them, and they're someone who's trying to lose body fat, trying to lose weight, but don't even realize the drink that they're consuming is like 200 plus calories. For example, I'll have someone come in with like Body Armor. That's a common brand I see that isn't calorie free and actually has a lot of sugar. Obviously, if you're buying the sugar-free option, then you're not going to have the calories, you're not going to have the sugar, but that tends not to be the case. Other common ones I see are vitamin water. That tends to be pretty high in calorie. Juice is a common one. If you're drinking juice, juice is not calorie-free, guys, and it does have a lot of sugar. I'd recommend you eat your fruit over drinking your fruit because you get a lot more benefits out of it, including fiber and other nutrients. If you're a coffee drinker, this is one that's huge for a lot of people. If you're adding cream and sugar to your coffee, you're probably making your coffee a couple hundred calories. Someone with a really loud car just started their muffler, so hopefully you guys can't hear that, but I have the window open because it's beautiful outside today. So anyways, calories. Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, getting those fancy coffees, those can be like 600 calories if you're getting like the large with like extra cream, extra sugar, caramel swirl, whipped cream on top. Those are not freebies. Those are going to contribute to weight gain, and they're going to really hinder your fat loss goals. So make sure you're accounting for every single calorie, including the ones you are drinking. Tip number 3. Now, I briefly touched on this on my last fat loss video, which I will tag at the end of this episode. That video counts for more of the steps you can take if you're trying to be on a fat loss journey, but not eating the proper portion sizes. And what I mean by that is a lot of items have very small portion sizes, so they can make the calories look very low. Typically, most people will eat way more than the portion size and therefore eat way more calories than they think they're consuming. Common items I see this with are like granola. If you put granola on your yogurt, typically it's about 1/3 of a cup serving. And also cereal is another one, which is usually about, I think, 3/4 of a cup serving, sometimes a cup. Most people are eating way more than that portion. So you have to actually double those calories because they're contributing to way more than what you think. Other common items I see are rice, pasta, Actually, peanut butter, which I've talked about a few times, even though I love it, it's calorie dense. So read the nutrition label, look at what the proper portion size is. It will be right around where the calories are on the nutrition label. It will tell you, is it 1 cup? Is it a half a cup? Is it a tablespoon? And stick to that portion. Anything over, you need to be accounting for those calories, and improper tracking is a very common mistake I see as to why someone is not losing body fat. Tip number 4, which might make some people mad if you're someone that does this. I've been someone who does this, so it needs to be brought to our attention. Having just a bite. Now, what I mean by that is you go all day at work and they bring in free Danishes. So you have a little nibble here and there of what your work brings in. Or they do a pizza party. Oh, I'll just have a slice or two. Then you get home while you're cooking dinner, you snack on some chips. Or while you're watching a movie, you're eating some popcorn. Or you go to the grocery store and they provide you with some samples. Those are not free calories. Like, even though it seems like a really small portion, those items tend to be very calorie dense, meaning even a small amount of them is still going to put your calories through the roof, which is going to prevent fat loss. If you're doing this on a daily basis or every other day, these are not freebie calories, and you really don't need too many calories to put you back into a maintenance phase or back into a surplus, which is going to prevent fat loss. To lose fat, we need to be in a deficit, so we need to be eating less calories than we burn. If we even go up about 100, even 200 calories, that can be what determines if we're in a deficit or a surplus, and therefore we're not going to lose body fat and we're not going to lose the weight that we're trying to lose. That's a simple recommendation. Stick with 3 to 4 meals per day, plan them out accordingly, make sure you have lots of protein and fiber, and I promise you the snacking will naturally go down. Okay, my last mistake is probably not something you'd think. I'm focusing a lot on nutrition here, but this is going to be about training. I know so many people who will go to the gym 3 to 4 days a week. They spend about an hour in the gym, busting their ass, which is great. Like, you want a good, intense workout. But the rest of the day, they're sitting on their butt and they're not doing anything. So if you go to the gym only 4 hours a week, that's 4 lifting sessions, but you literally do nothing else, you are not going to drop body fat. Yeah, you might get a little bit stronger. You probably get a little bit stronger. Not a problem at all. But you're not going to see those changes you want to see because you are just kind of, I don't want to say counteracting, but you're going to be so sedentary, you're not going to be burning the calories your body needs to burn in order to lose fat. Therefore, make sure your step count is about 10,000 steps per day, meaning go for walks on breaks, go for walks in the morning. Try to get little bits of activity throughout the day. If you're working a desk job, get up every 30 minutes, stretch your legs, do a little bit of movement. Don't just sit for 8 hours on end watching TV, playing on your phone, being at work. Be more active, and it doesn't have to be intense. It doesn't have to be a full sweaty workout. It might just be moving around a little bit more, doing some chores around the house, going for a 5-minute walk. Don't be sedentary, because 4 hours a week is not enough to lose body fat. Unfortunately, we need a little bit more activity than that. I don't know why, but I feel like I flew by these tips today, guys. Please let me know in the comment section if I talk too fast. I've had a few friends tell me I'm a very fast speaker. So if the pace of my videos is a little bit overwhelming and a little bit too fast for you, let me know, and I can talk a little bit slower and maybe elaborate more on the topics. I try to make these quick and simple tips for you that you can just listen to on the go and implement into your day-to-day routine. If you found today's video helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner. And thanks again for tuning in, guys. Have a great rest of your day.